Hi, welcome to my Cattleya collection part 2. In my last video I showed you my Cattleya collection, and I forgot to mention these two plants. We're starting off with a taller one, which is Cattleya Alluriae, and it's Clone Perfection. Orchidea also has this one, but we bought this plant through different vendors. Since I've had it since spring, it's grown a new pseudobulb and some nice roots. And well, let's see what it does. Seems to be okay after the repot. Yeah, so hopefully it does well for me. Moving on, this is Lelia Alluriae, which I got from Orchidea. I think it was last year. And since being here, it's grown quite a few pseudobulbs. I think it's grown 3 new pseudobulbs since being here, and we'll see what it does. I mean, it doesn't really like to attach to the mount for some reason, but it does have some interesting roots, and the newest pseudobulb is starting some roots of its own, and I'm hopeful that it might bloom this summer. Just a very quick update, because there isn't a whole lot of plants in bloom right now in my collection. This is Pephiopedulum Dianum. I'll show you the tag. I got this from Orchid Inn, and it was in low spike, and I've managed not to kill it, so I'm really happy. It's a relatively large plant, but what's really nice about it are these amazing flowers, and they're quite large. This one opened first, and it is quite large. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's very similar to Pephiopedulum, but I chose this one mostly because it's supposed to be a bit more compact than Alluriae, and I mean, it's quite a large plant, so you have to have room for it. The second bud just opened maybe about 3 days ago. It's a little bit smaller. What I really like about these flowers are those dots. The dots are just amazing. Yeah, it's really amazing. Nice color. And I like the the petals. There's like brown and purple, and they're kind of shiny. Everything about this plant is just kind of, it's really beautiful. So this guy, Encyclia Cation's Chocolate Rose, is still in bloom, but it's most likely going to be on its way out. The flowers are still fragrant. They smell divine. They smell really good, but they're starting to go. This one here especially is kind of fading out, but these other ones are smelling quite nice. Here are a few more plants that are in bloom right now, and as you've noticed, they're all Phalaenopsis. Yeah, so lots of colors. Unfortunately, none of these are fragrant, but they are very long lasting, and I expect to have these in bloom, or at least some of them, for the next few months. I forgot to mention this guy, and I always forget him because he's always off in his corner all by himself with the other Fragmapediums. This is Fragmapedium Perci, and it's been in bloom forever. I think this is the 6th bud. I mean, I think it was in bloom all winter. So, and this is definitely the last bud because there's nothing in the back. So this is it. So each bud's lasted almost like 3 weeks, And yeah, so I've been very, very happy with this plant. And it has lots of new growths, and I'm certain that in the fall, one of these growths somehow, maybe even two, might flower. This is my Dendrobium Hibiki, and I divided this plant into three. I didn't want to participate in the care collaboration because the plant didn't look all that great, but it responded pretty well to just having a little bit of water on the bottom of the pot. So yeah, so since then it's grown 3 keikis or 3 canes. I don't know, one growth here, one growth there. Oops, let me move this. And it's grown a keiki here. But this little thing is, I guess it's going to be flowers. I haven't seen what Dendrobium Hibiki buds look like because I bought it in flower last year. So I guess that's how it does, because it looks so different than its keiki in the back. See? This is very different than this. And this is turning red, so I think that's the indication that this is buds. Okay, let's do this Tolumnia. This is Tolumnia Gyrac Firm Hot Pink. I just bought this year from our tropics, and yeah, so I actually divided this plant and sent one off to Orchidea, and much to my surprise, this plant put out a spike. I didn't even know the spike was there. It just popped up. So I think this plant really likes bright light. So I guess that's what happened. I had been keeping them a bit in the shade because they really needed to recover. Had to remount them, and they didn't have the best roots, but they seem to be recovering okay. And this one is the healthiest of the bunch, so, and hopefully this spike will produce some nice pink flowers. Can't wait to see that. And yeah, so moving on to this guy. This is my Neostylus Lucneri. I can't remember the clone name, and I don't know where the tag is, but the flowers are white and it smells like cotton candy. And recently it just popped out a spike here. Again, I was really surprised to see that. The plant is a bit difficult. It's got some strange markings on the leaf. I don't know what it's doing, but anyways, I tried potting it. Now I'm just leaving it bare root in the pot, and I just watered it this morning, so hopefully it's going to improve once the weather warms up. And last but not least, it's Vendicostylus Pine Rivers Pink times Tessellata. I believe that's what was on the tag. And when I got it, it was really mangled. The leaves had been bent in the box. I guess it's very hard to ship these large vandas sometimes, so they get crinkled. But it's grown so much since being here. And look at all the roots it's done. This is all this year. This is all this year. And this root was there last year, but it seems to be dormant right now. And I did pot it up in some bark. It made a spike. I don't know what date. Oh, here, actually I have the date right here. Spike 1804. So April 18th is when I first noticed the spike. And the spike isn't terribly long. I mean, here's my hand. And the buds aren't that large yet. So I wish they had opened up so I could actually show you. But they've gone through some color change. I mean, when they first develop, They're more like a green and dark purple, as you can sort of see here. But then they turn into this lilac color. And if you look this up, the name of this Vanda is, or I don't know if it's a Vanda or Vandico stylus. It's got a strange name. It's Vanda October 22nd. It can be almost any color, really, because it can take on the tessellata parent colors, or it can be pink like the Pine Rivers. They can be a little bit purple on the outside, and the flowers on the inside can be very pale. So I don't think it's fragrant, even though it's got tessellata in it. So it's got 15 buds, and it should open up, well, it should start to open up sometime this week. So I'll keep you posted, and yes, I'm very excited. Anytime a Vanda blooms in this house is very exciting news. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this update. Thank you for watching, and happy growing.